we change the subject, please? I really don't want to go down this road.
This fucking Lux isn't even building support. It's fucking stupid.
Have you gone down to take a look around the station yet? It's amazing. You know, it's full of exotic birds.
I knew I shouldn't have gone bottom.
Me to my gear? Yeah. Yeah, with pleasure.
Yep.
We no leave boat. Husband is land sick.
Husband is land sick. Oh my god.
You must really get to see the countryside. Do you know New York at all?
We no understand.
I'm looking for a funny little man who is supposed to live in Syberia. Can you imagine that? Syberia. I expect you've already been there.
She vraga come to Syberia?
Syberia. No. Too cold. Barge no break ice.
Alright.
It must be really neat to travel by river.
Oh, slick the boat. I never forget that grund. For me, loca is fantastica. And the kleine road mit
Watch now, the enemy's gonna come down the
Okay,
bottom.
you got.
Excuse me?
My husband say he like his barge and he not like your train. Too noisy. If you want to travel in tin can, you stay in tin can.
Sure. Are you from Bergstadt?
She literally
Yes.
just did that.
So you're like me.
Shit,
Birds
I
just passing
I wanna
through.
freaking say so
I'm
much shit
stuck
to this
here
freaking
because of my
Lux,
train.
but I don't want to get banned.
Kleine Puskareisen mit uns, no?
What did he say?
Heck, even
Train
Jesse's better
kaput.
than this Lux.
No luck for you.
I have a little problem with my train. It's kind of broken. I've absolutely got to get it out of the station. Do you think you could tow it over to the wall with your barge?
Lock closed. Barge blocked.
And I'm not gonna get any help.
But if the locks were open, would it be okay to tow my train then?
Porke no. More money for that werk.
Da is possible. My husband say we help you if you give money.
Right.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch.
And how much do you want?
Cinquante.
He want $150.
$150? I don't have that much.
Amumu stunned him once.
No money,
I still count
no
that as a
barge.
1v1.
Let me offer you $75.
Nay, $125.
Out of the question. $100 and not a dime more.
Correct. You have barge for $100.
Great. Now, don't move. I'll be back as quick as possible with the money. It's not very polite of you to take advantage of my predicament. We could have done favors for each other, for free, out of solidarity.
Father, I don't speak not full. Money, yeah, big full.
Excuse me?
My husband say need money for live. $100 not lot for fancy lady like you.
How would you know a fancy lady like me, really?
This game's getting
I'll
funny.
leave you to it. I won't disturb you again.
Oh, what?
Dos
He
vidania.
just walked right over top of my snare and didn't get snared? Whatever. Hey, maybe I get lucky. Let's see if I can ult him and kill him. See if I can get him with my ult. Nope.
Fuck.
Uncle Moo doesn't mind me taking his red.
Fuck a moo.
Right? He hasn't helped me at all bottom, so. The only time he came down and ganked, he failed at the gank terribly.
This thing's jammed.
This thing is jammed.
What the hell? Okay, I wasn't even. There was. How could I be isolated when my Lux was right beside me? Get him! Run! 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 Run!
First you tell him to get him, then you tell him to run? Wow. You're worse than a woman.
No, it's cause it's cause he was going for our Fizz was actually doing something smart and actually getting a double kill and living. For a change.
Hello.
Hey, baby, you party? You sure looking mighty fine. Love those big round eyes.
Wow,
Just who do you
this
think
guy's
you
hitting
are?
on me.
Hey, spunky. I like that in a lady. Okay, I'm hooked. Come on, Zol. I'll let you buy me that coffee.
I don't remember ever asking.
Hey, don't play hard to get. I know you like it big time.
Listen,
Wow.
kid. Go back home and play with your toy cars and forget you ever saw me.
Come on,
Hello.
hit them, damn it.
Hey, baby, you party? You sure looking mighty fine. Love those. Hey.
Listen, kid.
Yeah, go, go. I keep pushing bottom.
Let's go this way.
Excuse
Oh,
me.
shit.
Sir, please, just a moment.
Yes, what is it? I'm not deaf, you know.
I am sorry to disturb
I
you in your
failed.
work, sir, but
This young mammothus
No,
primigenius
you're
is
not
barely
kidding me.
40,000 years old. Fantastic, wouldn't you say,
Go ahead,
miss?
keep chasing me down.
yes, probably.
Just lead you to the
What do you mean,
teammates.
probably?
This is the best part.
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, you don't know, I see. What can I do for you, my dear child?
To tell you the truth, I don't know very much about mammoths, and I'm not here as a student. In fact, I'm a lawyer.
It's all right. Nobody is perfect. All the same, the study of the Pleistocene period is fascinating.
I'm sure it is, but I'm sorry to say my current mission is totally monopolizing my time. Another time, maybe.
Ah, that's what they all say. But anyway, let me present myself. I am Cornelius Ponce, Emeritus Professor and Lecturer at the University of Barokstadt. I'm proud to say that I'm head of the Department of Paleozoology at our university.
Kate Walker. Pleased to meet you.
Oh my gosh, I'm doing terrible.
My
with my-
train stopped in a peculiar aviary. It's very odd. A lot of bird species seem to seek harbor there.
Ornithology is far from being my favorite subject, but I must concede that the station is the pride of the university. It was initially intended for teaching purposes, but then birds started arriving from all around the world. Seems that there are still rare species breeding there and flourishing.
Are there?
Really?
Can you give me an
How
example?
dare you?
I have been told about a kind of bird with peculiar habits. Let's see now, the Amazon cuckoo, that's right. But, oh, I'm so foolish, I can't remember what was so special about it. Just that its behavior is very peculiar.
The Amazon? Where's the Amazon? What is the Amazon?
I'm sorry, my dear, but one cannot learn
Really?
everything in a
The
lifetime.
fuck?
Specialization is the key to real knowledge. Why don't you pay a visit to our library?
Thank you very much.
What?
Professor,
Okay, there's no
how do
way
I
he
say
was in
this?
range of
You
that
see,
turret.
I didn't think I'd need
That
a lot of
is
money when I set
bullshit.
out. And it turns
Right
out
where
I
he was,
need
I've been
money
there.
after all.
Yeah, that was...
It's a delicate
Oh!
matter, I know, but I was wondering if you could help me out.
My dear, it would be a pleasure. But you see, I barely have enough myself to cover my meager expenditure on what I'm paid by the university.
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend or...
However, if we look at the example of Hans, it is true that our university always rewards people who perform some service for it.
The ADC on the other team.
This is our dear rector's jurisdiction, however.
What?
All right.
To tell you the truth, I'm looking for Mr. Hans Vorarlberg. He's the sole heir of a very unusual factory. My company is in charge of negotiations for the takeover of this factory. At last word, he was living in Syberia. So, as soon as my train is ready, I'll be continuing my journey eastwards.
Oh, good.
Syberia. Ah, Syberia. But what was it you said again?
Said what?
You mentioned a name. The person you are looking for.
Vorarlberg. Hans Vorarlberg. Do you know him?
Hans
Viz, you're dead.
Vorarlberg. How could I forget him?
Yeah,
Such an extraordinary fellow. So inventive. We shared a passion
my
for
God.
mammoths, you know, and we bonded over this passion. Without it, I confess, I would have had little to do with an odd, ageless retard like Hans. At the time, we were both students. Well, sort of. Put it this way. Hans had special permission to attend paleontology lectures. You see, he didn't really have the necessary qualifications. In exchange, Hans did a few odd jobs around the university.
Your Hans Vorarlberg sounds uncannily like the one I'm looking for.
I'm not sure, my dear. Hans was above all questions of money and business. Just to imagine him running a factory, perish the thought.
Can you tell me a little bit more about him?
He was always a mystery to me. He never said very much, and never quite seemed to grasp what you said to him. He expressed himself instead through his incredible mechanical contraptions. His inventions, I admit, have been much appreciated by the university. The few times we really did talk, it was about his strange interest for mammoths and a doll. Some sort of doll that obsessed him.
A doll, you say?
Yes, he kept talking about it. One day he described it to me. A sort of children's toy. A miniature mammoth mounted by a mount. It appears he found it in a cave not far from his home. The event all sounds very dramatic. His account was slightly confused, but it awoke a great interest in me.
What do you mean?
To my knowledge, there is only one tribe who made figurines featuring a mount,
He's
and that tribe is the Yukols.
What y'all up to?
They live in the farthest
Playing some
reaches of
League.
Siberia, and for them, the dolls constituted a sacred object,
streaming.
illustrating one of their central legends. How such a
What's
doll
streaming?
made the journey from the frozen Siberian north to a cave in the French Alps is a mystery to me. Even today, it is beyond my comprehension.
Have you considered that Hans
Syberia.
Vorarlberg was maybe making it up? You said yourself he didn't seem to have
Syberia?
all his mental facilities intact.
No, that's impossible. Hans couldn't invent the story like that. The doll is a sacred part of the Syberia legend. He described it to me in exact detail. Siberia itself is a chimera that paleontologists of the world are very fond of pursuing.
God, this fucking thing.
Please do excuse my persistence, Professor, but did Hans Vorarlberg ever talk about his childhood?
Hey, guys,
About
I wanna mute my mic
Valadilen
for this,
and his sister,
for
Anna?
TeamSpeak. I'm playing a game with
No,
other people, so
Not that I recall.
Pity.
they want me on.
When I think of Hans, I'm always reminded of a mysterious mammoth doll he would talk about so often.
I'm not
A small effigy of a mammoth made of hide and mounted with its own miniature mount. How come he was so lucky? Why have I not seen this?
What would you say about seeing Hans Vorarlberg again? After all, you could come with me and help me find him.
Young lady, you are very kind. I'm far too old for such escapades.
I'll leave you in peace. I hope I haven't disturbed you too much.
Sorry? No, not at all, my dear child.